What's going on, guys? This is Moonchild, the dude no way, and today I'm bringing you a hunter build that refuses to die. I've been getting a lot of comments lately asking me to please update a setup I covered in October that made hunters damn near unkillable. A lot's changed since the release of Beyond Light, and in this video I'm gonna break down an insane build that takes lethality and survivability to a whole new level. I'm going to be covering a lot of information here, so to make sure you don't miss a thing, at some point I'll throw an easy-to-read graphic on screen with everything I'm talking about today laid out, something clean that you can screenshot with your phone, and the first thing you're going to need is the Wormhusk Crown exotic helmet. Wormhusk gives you health back every time you dodge, and with a high mobility, hunters are flipping and rolling all over the map. This is your instant on-demand button to stay alive, and to further that idea, we're running the Crimson exotic handcannon. Crimson's exotic perk starts your health regeneration when you get a kill, and if you shot him in the head, it'll fully refill the magazine. What this creates is an absolute buzzsaw effect that lets you chain engagements back to back to back in rapid succession. And if you're skilled enough to hit your headshots, you're rewarded by never having to reload. This is kind of a weird weapon to me. It's a hand cannon, but it fires a 3-round burst. Like, if a pulse rifle and a hand cannon got down and dirty, Crimson is what would pop out 9 months later, and this thing is nasty, man. Since the range buffs in Beyond Light, no lie, this is the best Crimson has ever been, but there are a few things we can do to make it better, and one is getting the exotic catalyst. This gives an additional 18 range, and in my opinion is crucial to making this hand cannon competitive in the current sandbox. You can find the catalyst by defeating any PvE enemy, so if you don't already have it, load into some Vanguard strikes and keep trucking till it drops. Slot hand cannon targeting in your helmet to give Crimson extra aim assist and accuracy. These two minor details make a big difference in practice, so if you're not using these, you're definitely not seeing the gun at its full potential. Crimson is a dueling weapon, and as often as possible, you want to position yourself in a way that lets you take on enemies one at a time. If you start to get team shot, you should dodge out of there and try to approach the fight from another angle. A perfect example is this clip on Fragment. As I approach the C flag, I hear a shot ring out to my left, and the radar is telling me the enemy is directly behind the rock in front of me. I jump to try and get an angle on him, but notice a second enemy standing on the pillar, so I quickly 180 and get behind cover. I need to get someone weak, so I jump, but when I start to get shot, as soon as I land, I dodge to get health back. I want to capitalize on the damage I just put in, so I slide forward to take the engagement, but the Titan is waiting for my approach. As soon as I see him, I double jump backwards and throw a shuriken, both to get out of the way and to hopefully slow the Titan enough that he can't shotgun me. It misses, and now I'm getting shot from the other side, so I have no choice but to take the fight in front of me. With literally a sliver of health, I slide forward and hip-fire the Titan to death, which causes the health regeneration, and after a quick reload, I'm able to slide up on the guy at the pillar and take him out nice and easy. And that's exactly how you have to approach engagements with this weapon. One at a time, mow them down, get your life back, and move on to the next fight. If you can do that, you're gonna pull off some really insane plays, and if you're getting value out of this, subscribe for more Destiny 2 content in your sub box every week. To further that unkillable vibe, we're gonna be running the Fragment Whisper of Chains. Chains gives a free 10 recovery and a 25% damage reduction anytime you're near a Stasis crystal or a frozen enemy. In this sandbox, Stasis is literally everywhere, and you know what else is running rampant? Those goddamn 120 RPM handcannons. So when you approach a lane and you know there's going to be a gunfight, throw a Glacier grenade somewhere close and activate your damage resistance. With the resist up, those 120s can't 2-tap you at all. It's strong enough to cancel out damage buffs like Rampage, High Energy Fire, and even Whisper of Hedrons. And if they don't have a damage buff, their optimal time to kill goes all the way up to 1.33 seconds, which is a big yikes and plenty of time for you to 3-burst them down. The other cool thing about this fragment is that with no input from you at all, it's activating in the background and winning you gunfights you wouldn't otherwise have won. Put on Shatterdive and now you can use your grenade both offensively and defensively. When someone's approaching you, if you tag them with the grenade, you can shatter them for an instant one-hit. If they manage not to get frozen, leave the crystals up, and now they're gonna have to work extra hard to secure that kill. It's a lose-lose for your enemy and a dirty tactic that'll keep you alive to fight another day. When you do shatter a Stasis crystal, the Fragment Whisper of Shards is gonna kick in and jumpstart the recharge of your grenades. This comes in clutch because the Glacier to Shatterdive wombo combo is your way to quickly win a duel, so having it up more often means you're flat out gonna win more fights. It also gives a free 10 resilience, which can help if you don't have enough points from your armor. 50 resilience is what you should be shooting for because it hard counters hand cannons in this meta. This gives you 191 health and forces 120 RPM hand cannons to have to land a 3rd crit. It also lets you survive the 1 crit and melee combo and the 2 tap while a stack of Swashbuckler is active. Basically, just run 5, man. This whole video is about staying alive and I wouldn't steer you wrong. You can see a lot of this coming together in this next clip on Javelin 4. As I approach, I notice stasis crystals, so I shatter them to boost my grenade recharge, then I immediately turn to my left and take an engagement coming from A. When I miss the 3 burst, I slide up and finish him off. I reload and slide into the next fight. In this moment, I could have lost the duel, but because I'm at 5 resilience, when the enemy hits me in the body on the 3rd shot, I survive with a sliver of health. I dodge left, into the wall, so I don't put myself back in his line of sight and to trigger the health regeneration from Wormhusk Crown. During the dodge, I glance at the radar and notice I'm getting collapsed on, so I quick swap to Fellwinter, clap the first guy, and swap back to Crimson for a burst melee combo to clean up guy number 2. Now, I really want to get out of this confined space and back with my team, so I jump as high as I can above the doorway and throw my Glacier grenade beneath me. This was a big brain play because not only did I block line of sight and activate the damage resist from Whisper of Chains, if anyone had been rushing me at that moment, they would have been frozen and easy to clean up. I Hail Mary a Withering Blade on the off chance I can catch some ricochet damage and slide up to the lane, but when all the enemies break line of sight at the same time, I take the chance I'm given to get myself as close to full health as possible before re-engaging. I slide back up, get the kill, and as my health is regenerating, I make myself small by sliding into the corner. The radar's telling me someone's about to walk through this doorway, so I pull out Fellwinter and send that nerd straight back to the respawn screen. Next, we need to talk about the melee Withering Blade and how to use it to help Crimson succeed. After the most recent round of stasis tuning, this melee now deals 66 damage and applies less of a slow effect than it used to. For that reason, instead of focusing on using it to freeze, we're gonna lean heavily into the power of the slowed debuff. While you're slowed, you can barely hit a shot, and you want to use a shuriken as a primer before you lay into them with Crimson. Look at the way I blatantly disrespect this sniper. He couldn't hit me even if he was cheating, and to make this even better, slap on the Aspect, Grim Harvest, and the Fragment Whisper of Refraction. With these on, when you kill a slowed or frozen target, this does 2 things. The first is spawn a large stasis shard that you can pick up and get a massive amount of your melee charge back. And second, getting that kill gives you dodge energy, which means you can abuse the power of both Gambler's Dodge and Wormhusk Crown more often. To show off the entire kit and break this down even further, in this clip on Fragment, I'm approaching B when I see a target in the field to my left. With any other handcannon, this would have been an easy hipfire to secure the kill, but because of the 3-round bursts of Crimson, my shots were slightly off cadence with the enemy movement. I see on the radar there's someone on the other side of this wall, so I crouch to hopefully catch him by surprise. When I hear his double jump, I know it's time to pounce, so I take him out with the shotgun. On the other side of the flag, I see an enemy, so I yeet a shuriken and clean him up, and as I advance, someone jumps into the window in front of me and gets me low. So I dodge to the left, breaking line of sight with him and getting my health regen from Wormhusk Crown. Then I slide and take him out, and as I do that, I hear the audio cue from Crimson, which tells me without ever looking that now I have a full magazine. I jump through the window, land, and out-primary another guy, which again triggers the audio cue, filling the magazine and allowing me to take the 5th consecutive fight in a row. I get flinched off target, but before I can land the final blow, my teammate cleans him up and I survive with a single hit point remaining. If you play on controller and want more baller PvP loadouts for your hunter, click this card and I'll show you how to set it up. Thanks for watching. I am Moonchild of Dude No Way, and I will see you in the next video.